Hey, what's up? This is Matt Wilmer with Just Start Fitness. Thank you so much for checking out my channel. Hey, today we're going to talk about something that I love to do, and that's to read, but more importantly, how to read faster. Check it out. Started. Hey, I got a couple of my favorite books here. Fight book by Craig Rochelle. I got a real marriage book. I read this before I actually got married, and it's real. It talks about everything. This book's cool because it has like stories of billionaires, millionaires, and things like that, and how they actually got to where they were at. So that one's pretty cool. And my ultimate favorite, Bible. All right, let's get started. I'm super excited to do this video. I talk to people all the time. I'll mention a book or something, and they're like, man, I don't read. I didn't read in school, and I for sure am not gonna read now that I don't have to. People read books, they think they gotta read every single word and retain every single story, and it drives them crazy and they quit. Or we don't just start because it looks like it's a 200-page book that we'll never be able to get through. Or whatever page book that is, it's massive. First, we're gonna talk about fact-based books. So these are non-fiction, we're not talking about fiction right now. We're gonna talk about, for instance, a development book, a leadership book, or I like Maxwell. John Maxwell's cool. Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. We're talking about books that basically you just want to get key points out of and move on. The way I do it is I look for 3 key points in these type of books. 3 key points in these type of books. So I've done a lot of research over the last several years, and I figured out a way to comprehend the information a little better, to retain it, and to also read quicker. So you're not spending months on one book. And you can knock out 12 books in a year, 15 or 20, or whatever you decide to do. Last year I did 17 books, first time ever that I read 17 books in 1 year. My goal was 25, so I did fall short a little bit. But 17 books, and I actually retained a lot of the information. A lot of it's from these 5 key points that I'm gonna go over with you guys today. Number 1, I look on the back of the book. But I start out by reading the back of the book. Number 2, we're going to go to content. We're going to open it up to where the chapters are. We're going to read the chapters. So the reason we read the chapters is that it explains whatever the author is trying to go over. It gives you key points of what each chapter is going to talk about for the most part. Number 3, if a book has an intro, you're gonna read the intro. So it's just the beginning of the book where it usually tells a story or whatever it is, you're gonna read the intro. Number 4, what we're gonna do is we're going to read 1 paragraph on every single page. Pick a paragraph, read the full paragraph. Move on to the next page. All right, we're gonna read the full paragraph. Next page, pick 1 paragraph, and we're going to read the whole thing all the way to the end of the book. And finally, number 5, my favorite part, because I actually feel like I get so much out of this, and I never would have thought about it before I started reading a lot. Number 5 is we're going to read the first sentence of every single paragraph of the whole book. You're going to open up to the first chapter. You're going to read the first sentence of the paragraph, move to the next paragraph, just the first sentence. No other one. We're going to finish the whole book by reading the first sentence, and we're done. Remember at the beginning where I said we're looking for 3 key points? Throughout the process of reading this book, you're going to be looking for those 3 key points. Underline one of them you think's a key point, and then actually one thing that I do, it helped me like organize a little better. There's typically a blank piece of paper at the beginning of the book. There's nothing on it. I actually write key points on there, and I'll put my 3 key points right on that piece of paper. I'll just write it in the book if you don't mind writing in your book. If you're getting a book from the library, do not do this. But I'll write 3 key points, and then if I read it a second time, for instance, I have 6 on this book because I've read it twice. I'll just start over and I'll do, okay, for the second time that I read it, I'm gonna get 3 other key points out of it. And then I write those down. 5 simple steps, and we're done. I wanted to erase all excuses for why people don't read. No excuses, because I've learned so much and I've developed myself so much mentally through reading. There's only 5 things you do. We'll recap. Number 1, read the back of the book. Number 2, go to the contents at the beginning so you know what the chapters are saying. Number 3, read an intro if it even has an intro. Some of them don't. Number 4, we're going to pick one paragraph on every single page and we're going to read it. And then number 5, we're going to read the first sentence of every single paragraph. We're going to write down your 3 key points at the front of the book on a blank piece of paper. And it helps you retain the information. You read a lot faster. You can finish your book in an hour doing this. So those 5 key points that I actually went over are for the fact-based books. When you're talking about biographies of people, you want to read every single word. You want to make sure you're retaining the life stories and the things that they're trying to teach you. Or if you're just trying to learn about somebody, you want to make sure you hit every aspect of their life. If you're reading the Bible, you want to make sure that you're reading every word. We're not going to do this 5 steps in the Bible because there's things you could miss. Or if you're reading a fiction book, remember we were talking about nonfiction. Fiction books have storylines and plots. You want to make sure you're reading all those words as well. So there's different types of books and different ways to read. But what I wanted to do is take away the excuse of people feeling like it took so long to read. You don't have to read every single word to retain information from it. And people think that's cheating even. Like, the whole point in reading a book is to get information out of that book. Somebody spent sometimes their whole life writing a book that we can buy for $10, $15, $20. You get it free through an audiobook. We can listen to it or we can read it. We can pull out the information and the experiences and the things that they've went through their whole life in like an hour. And that's the whole point of reading, is to get information from it so we can apply it, to develop ourselves so we can apply it, to develop ourselves so that we can help other people. Whatever your reason for reading is, it's not to read every single page and say you read a book. It's to get something out of it. And that's how I found how you get something out of it, is you do those 5 steps. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Don't forget to like, leave a comment below. Please consider subscribing. Don't forget to just start. Just start. Seriously though, just start. You never know how great you'll be till you just start. Hey, more importantly, share this with somebody you think needs to read a little bit.